It is not on now. It is. Yeah, I don't know why, but that message crashed my OBS. I'm just getting a bit pissed off today. Yeah, it's not your fault. Clearly, it's my PC's fault. I don't know why, but it's crashed a couple of times today, and it's fucking me off, to be honest. To be quite frank, yeah, I think it's my page file. Something to do with that. I need to. I just need to reinstall Windows. I think personally.
What did I do?
Start again.
As if you don't know.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you say. Most annoying character from Doma.
Be at ease, I pray you. You have naught to fear.
My lord, forgive me, but what is that monster doing here? They told us she was dead.
I too was surprised to learn of her survival. More even than you, I would hazard. 'Twas I who cut her down, I who left her to her fate. But it would seem the Kami had other plans. By some miracle, both she and Gosetsu were spared when the keep collapsed, though Yotsugu's preservation came at the cost of her memory.
You're saying she's forgotten? Forgotten everything she's done?
It sounds like Will from the In-Betweeners. Now I think about it. Forgotten everything he's done. Jeez, calm down.
What does it matter? We have not forgotten her crimes, and we demand justice. I beg of you, Lord Hien, draw your blade and rid us of this canker.
It's literally the third time we've gone through this plot now, twice in the patch quests. You're harboring a fugitive or a criminal.
I'm sorry.
Although I guess this one is more like a parallel. They are trying to like draw parallels to Fotola, blah blah blah.
You're sorry. And what? We're supposed to forgive you.
Would laugh if it is actually Simon Bird doing the voice, but it's clearly not.
Here, there's no need to cry.
It's like which Jenner was it? Was it Kendall Jenner giving the fucking Pepsi can?
How can you be scared of her?
Just solved the piece. Oh yeah. I'm not saying her being there's a problem. Like that's fine for the story. It's just the trope is like 3 times now. They did it in Heaven's Ward. They probably did it around Reborn actually as well, I guess.
Return, this woman shall be known as Tsuyu and treated as a citizen of Doma. I will, however, see that she is watched at all times. Rest assured that there will be no more unannounced visits to the village. As your lord, I ask that you leave her fate in my hands and suffer her to live for now.
But yeah, the parallels is that she, whether you call it luck or not, is lucky to have mostly forgotten. No, she's starting to get her memory back a little bit. Mostly forgotten of her atrocities, which are actually built off of actual pure malice.
Right. I'll keep my peace.
Whereas for Dolet,
As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
I mean, they're both built off of shit lives, I suppose. But I feel like Patola's was more like, I don't know. It was more revenge plot, wasn't it? She doesn't even like the Garleans either. She's not. She's just trying to survive. But her like I guess the difference is she remembers everything, and she has to experience all the shit via the echo memories. But yeah, he says probably the most annoying character. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, Yotsuyu what she did was like definitely unthinkable. She probably had a more worse upbringing that turned her to that point. I don't even know. These really don't matter to me that much. That one. But yeah, I mean, Tola's is pretty bad, but hers is more bent on revenge. But obviously, her revenge is on the specific people, the specific Garleans that didn't help. So her getting promoted was like basically her going like that to that specific commander. When she got his sword, that was like a big fuck you moment to him. So she kind of got a revenge, like not perfect revenge yet. I think her ultimate revenge would be her being to be allowed to chop his head off or something. But okay, well, let's do that. Can't even open my browser at the moment. I'm too scared to open my browser. I had to shut it down just in case. I don't know if it's Vivaldi. I don't know if it's OBS. I don't know if it's incompatibility with browsers. I don't know if it's because I've got like loads of streaming happening at once, and that's like making the encoder go a bit crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of things it could be. No. Nah, it's been a bit dodgy for a few days, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, the only things I could do is like obvious things like compressed air, just in case, because my case does stay open. Although keeping an open case is more likely to push away dust in a lot of ways. So I don't know if it's that, because the way the sort of traction of dust happens, having an open case means it's actually going to get repelled. So, and I've looked at it and it's not really that bad, to be honest. I mean, you can still do it clean, you know. No motherboard's ever perfect, but yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Then on top of that, yeah, I think I'm going to double check my page file. I can't get fun what there. Maybe a reinstall would help, but a reinstall has to be very conscious. Because when I do that, I'm going to have to start again with a lot of stuff, you know. It could just be OBS. It could be the fact that I've got a Lua script running for when I do my scene transitions. It could be the fact that I've got a video playing constantly and it's looping and it causes a memory exception. That is a possibility. But then it hasn't, you know, I've been using that for like 2 months now, 3 months maybe even. And it's not really been causing that much of a problem until the last week or so. So we'll figure it out. I'm pretty good with diagnosing stuff, but I need to figure out sooner rather than later because I don't want to hard reset my PC too often with an SSD, you know. Oh, here he is. Never trust somebody that plucks their eyebrows beyond the point of no return. That's what I'll say.
What a pleasure it is to see you once more, Lord Hien. Not to mention my dear sister.
It was so obvious, like, before. Not that, like, he was going to literally be, like, Xenos' protege or whatever, but...
A pleasure to see you too.
Like, it's...
Forgive us
like,
our late arrival.
I honestly thought a cooler story would have been to have him, like, genuinely be good, and then... But have, like, some other sort of moral compass that we don't agree with that isn't quite like what the Empire's is, but it's still enough that we have to stop him in some way, shape, or form. But fine, they went the typical. Oh yeah, no, I don't like you actually. And even though
as agreed, we
all know now,
to the purity of our intentions.
I guess the whole the hostage exchange thing is a good like leverage though that makes sense.
You to bring Yotsuyu here today.
But he could have just like he knows that we've told them.
Before
Like
excluding her from the exchange, I thought it only fair that you see.
Yeah, just anything that could have like. It's just like 3 quests later and one quest after the one's like, oh, maybe he's actually good. And I'm still thinking he's not going to be good. Guess what? He's not good. So, colour me surprised. But yeah, I mean, it's patch quest stuff, isn't it? Like, a lot of it is just minutia that sets you up for the bigger picture. You're sort of wrapping up the events of what's happening at the moment, whilst also setting up what's going to happen next. And it's usually the last patch is the more fun one, I guess. I mean, the last patch was just story mostly. It was like 2 duties which were like okay, but there was nothing, no trial, no instance duty. Yeah, the thing is as well, I'm very respectful of the fact is they always put some main story quests into each one, but I guess each patch isn't always about the main story quest, right? A lot of it is about...
Ah, Yatsuyu. You look well.
Oh, gonna take 2 guesses at who these are. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious.
Of all the people.
Is something wrong, dear sister? These are our beloved parents. Does not the sight of them bring back sweet childhood memories?
I love his hair.
Gosetsu. I have to take this to Gosetsu.
It would seem my little surprise was not sufficient. You needn't glare at me so, Lord Hien. I merely did what any loving son would do for his family. Lest you doubt, I am content to leave the acting viceroy in your care. Pray, treat her as you would any daughter of Dorma. Do not grow too fond of this place, dear sister. You will come back to us ere long.
It's like, it's so obvious. Got to slam the table there. I know they like suspend belief of volume levels when people talk and monologue and things like that. Like, so I'll give him credit for that. But his facial expressions though, like they're so obvious.
Very good. The structure across the river should serve our needs.
Agreed.
All right, let's get going. Come on. We've got betrayal to have right now. Oh, all right. Let's get betrayed on. Maybe not right now, but in the near future. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to pluck the last of his eyebrows. Or his brow follicles, whatever you want to call the specific hairs on there. Yeah. Yeah, that's my ultimate objective. It is cool though, like I do like the fact that like the perfect goody two shoes son also like joined them. But
Are you awake?
I do like that. It wasn't just like all
My lord,
Yotsuyu
come in.
But I that's why I was kind of like, oh, gutted the way it didn't turn out the way it did, because it would have been so cool. Like, okay, he got the child that got treated really well turned out to be the one that was like on the path of good, and the one that got like treated like absolute shit
Tsuyu returned.
became like an absolute tyrant.
Her eyes were red from weeping. She spoke not a word, simply sat and peeled some fruit she'd brought for me.
But that's cool. They went the way they went, and I respect that.
She then claimed weariness and retired to her chamber. Tell me, what happened to upset her so?
The ambassador arranged a surprise reunion with her foster parents. A misguided attempt to restore Yotsuyu to her senses. It was plain their presence caused her great distress, but she seemed otherwise unaffected.
Yotsuyu was mistreated as a child, was she not? It was a cruel trick to use her tormentors like that, knowing the pain it could cause.
I like this Asahi less and less.
Be that as it may, he has agreed to allow Yotsuyu to remain with us in Doma. Our primary concern now is to hand over the prisoners without
Yeah,
incident.
Alamegans suck. That look is not good. I should have just spent the 340 gear or something at the time, but whatever. It won't be long before we get some new shit.
You all noticed the rather suspect crates within the castrum. The Imperials were quick to retrieve them afterwards, but I wonder.
Out with it, brother. You fear they might contain bombs or war machines?
If the ambassador wanted me dead, he has had ample opportunity. No, assassination is not his intent, but we should be on our guard for other acts of treachery.
My lord, forgive me, but the Lady Yotsuyu, she's gone.
God's sake.
Gone?
I beg your pardons, my lords. I was certain she'd fallen asleep.
No, no, the responsibility is mine. 'Twas I who gave her a room instead of a cell. She may simply have wandered outside. We will...
Here we go again.
Might I call upon your assistance?
If I'm a betting man, Yoetsu's going to be useless, like they're sort of implying, until the very last moment. He's going to do something killer and help us.
Help! Help! Help me!
I feel no sympathy for them, that's all. Regardless. Naturally, I'm not supposed to. We're getting a lot of echo memories recently. If they followed, then that's kind of on them, though, to be honest.
If only I hadn't remembered. He should hate me. But I will not suffer his kindness. Not after what I did to him.
Who's there?
Yeah, they deserve everything they get.
Oh, it's you. What are you doing here in the dark?
This is the Enclave, is it? When the soldiers dragged us back to Doma, you were the last person I expected to see.
You're the bane of our existence, Yotsuyu! A font of misery! You couldn't even do us the simple courtesy of dying, could you? Oh no. You had to
She
live
deserves
and
everything
taint us
she
with the
gets.
shame of your failure. We had a perfect life in the capital, and now they're making us wallow in this muddy
I don't
ruin
care.
like common swine. I don't deserve this.
Now, dear, that'll do. There seems little point in berating the girl when she scarcely remembers her own name. Our time would be better spent contemplating how we're to survive this unhappy predicament.
Another parallel, or I guess not parallel, dichotomy, some might say. Yeah, like Fatola's parents did it to keep her safe, and they didn't get to live a good life. Well, one died, obviously. In this case, they sold out their kids. Well, they sold one of them out, and it just turned out that the other one got in better with them, I guess. Maybe Sai did pretty well as well in the end, I guess. But yeah, so they do deserve everything they get.
You've kept your looks at least. I suspect you'd fetch a handsome price with the right buyer. Maybe enough to get us to Kugani.
This is fucking stupid. Sorry. This is actually ridiculous.
Ah, my beloved parents. No sooner do I wake from gentle slumber than the world returns in all its cruelty. Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
this is how it
It's like, we know the
always
past. You don't have to reenact the
how
past.
it was meant to be. Very well. If I cannot escape my nature, then I shall embrace it.
They literally had the keys to the castle as well. Like, they just stay out of her way forever. Like, even in post Gala mold or wherever the fuck they were living. Like, they could still have a comfy life here.
I have sunk, my soul steeped in spite and rotten to the core. The self-righteous hide behind justice, but I need no such mask. Father, Mother, was it not you who made me into this monster? Who
Yeah,
taught
that's
me the
quest
truth
these
of this
days.
miserable world? For years I knew naught but the taste of pain and humiliation. But the time has come to savor my vengeance against Doma. Against all my enemies. And it begins with you!
Yotsuyu!
What?
Deserved. Even if it's like, oh great. You see he's back. Xenos is back. Everyone's back. You know? Like, getting the gang back together. Oh, by the way, nobody dies in this game. Well, people do. Some people die. Nobody in this. Well, I guess Comrade did, I suppose. When's Comrade coming back?
Did I not say you would come back to us?
Brother dearest, what a surprise. You always were a cold-blooded little worm. I doubt you thought twice about sending our parents to their deaths.
Your dagger yet drips with their blood, and you presume to judge me? To be frank, I didn't think you had the strength to slay them so cleanly. A single thrust each.
I'd rather not talk about things that are going to happen, though. You know, like, that's not cool.
But surely you can't.
I know you're not said anything specific, but I'd rather not.
Elders.
Let's not talk about it.
You yearn for a deeper vengeance.
Talk about what's
and the
happening.
Power to see it through.
What has happened. So I've had shit spoiled before many times doing this shit. I know you won't, but so what is? Well, I guess we'll find out in time.
Please, I don't want to die.
Just facepalm him. I like how that was his last message. Please, I don't want to die. Then actually does the death.
Any sign of her?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Well, let's wait and see then, I guess. I challenge the game. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I'm already feeling it. Even with like this, the last two patch quests have been it, but the first one was really good.
I knew what would happen if she recovered, and still, I did nothing. You say she left with her brother? Whatever he wants with her, he was willing to pay for it with his parents' lives. But this is neither the time nor the place. We must gather the others.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. But as I was sort of saying earlier, like I'm guessing not every patch is technically dedicated to bettering the story. Some of them are going to be, you know, maybe some instances that you can do that aren't MSQ. Some might even have like new mechanics, which I wouldn't be able to tell you about reading the patch notes. But yeah, things that would have been exciting at the time when these patches come out, you know. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I guess that was technically that thing you can skip half the game, isn't there? That I could have done, but I kind of just want to play through it all. You kind of have to know where it came from to get where it is. Like, we're a long way from Around Reborn content now. On top of that, we're a longer way away from 1.0 content, which I never played, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know what the case is. A lot of people actually look back at one OG fondly. First time I played this was 2013 with the Around Reborn beta on the PS3. I got quite far in it, but then I think The Last of Us came out the week after, like the original, the very, very first time The Last of Us came out. Of them 8 million times it's come out since. Yeah, I think I came out on PS3 like a week or two later, so I sort of gave up on it. And obviously the beta was going to come to an end, so it's a bit of both. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's just silly. Like, yeah, there's a couple of people I know who play this, but like most people I know either still play WoW or they just don't play MMOs, and that's understandable. Like, I honestly, I've avoided MMOs for the most part, apart from the two instances I've tried this and a bit of WoW Classic since about 2008, I think. 2009. Basically, I got forced out of it just before Wrath of the Lich King came out because my PC, they did that. They like what they're about to do with Dawn Trail. They did that with WoW before Wrath of the Lich King, and there's a big graphics overhaul, and that just made the specs too high for my my PC. So, but because they hadn't quite formally done it, they released the patch obviously, but they hadn't like put a specification blocker on it for some reason. So my PC would just crash every time it tried to load up the game. All of a sudden, it was like, bro, I'm just trying to do my dailies. Come on. I just want a mount, and I never got that mount. What would You're just saying words. Rasho on Okoro. Oh yeah, I know we are. Cool. And I know who Rasho is now. I've just remembered. Guy with the hair, isn't he? RuneScape. I played a little bit of RuneScape, but not much. I guess I played... I guess you call it OSRS now, but it was just RuneScape back in the day. Because Jagex was... They used to run like this other thing, which wasn't... I can't remember what it was called. It was like, the website was called Games Domain. And they had like all this software that they ran on off of the website, which was kind of like... It was like the same technology that RuneScape used, where it was like a web game, basically, that wasn't Flash-based, which was interesting. You can go the right way? No. Yeah. I never played Guild Wars. I had my old flatmate in uni played a lot of that, and Counter-Strike. He played claned Counter-Strike, and you could always hear him shouting every day. Like, he was my adjoined wall. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, you know, I would have done the same if I had a PC. That could play games at uni. I just had my Xbox 360 back then. Yeah, it is the guy with the hair. I got it right. Yeah, it was. You're in like the lobby was like in a castle. I remember. And then you could do all these like little things and stuff. So some things were like basic card games and like familiar games, and others were like these cool sort of like actual multiplayer games you can play against other people online. Sick. Oh, we're getting the pan up, fade out, explain the whole situation so that everybody understands. Ah, so what you mean to say is, or something like that. Close. Leaves the mayhap. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we used Games Domain at school. It was one of the ones that they didn't block. I don't know how, because we were all using it. I guess monitoring things is one thing, but you actually have to see what's being monitored through some analysis to know what's being, what to block. It doesn't just go, oh, this website's bad all of a sudden. Well, not in the old days. You probably would now, I guess, with the right tools. But back then, you wouldn't. Only genuine red flag websites would have like got flagged back in the day, like I guess like Juarez and stuff like that. But I remember one school I was at, we were able to put like bear share on. I don't think we could put like Kazaa, but we were able to put like bear share on. And people just downloaded games and stuff. It was stupid but funny. Okay. All right. He just got to log out, change passwords. Oh god. That's a blunder. What hull are we inspecting? Oh, we're going this way, are we? 1 HP-ing, are we? Looks like it. Yeah, we did a lot of new grounds, to be fair. And then, I can't remember what that website was. There was this website that was like... It was a website that had a lot of Flash content, but it was like almost content aggregated. It was just a big list of things. Like, one of the first ones was the Formula 1 car that made what is now the Crazy Frog sound, but it wasn't Crazy Frog at the time, obviously. Yeah, I remember that happening. Glitch hunting. No, can't do it. How do I get down again? You have to go around, I guess. I remember doing this before. Oh, go around. I'm like 4. I just want 1 more HP. Oh, maybe here? Fuck it. But yeah, it had loads of things on it. It had the Yeti Sports and all that stuff. Where am I even trying to get to after all this? Out on the ship. Great. But yeah, I generally can't remember what it was called. Like it was one that everyone used to go on to. Everybody. It was pretty sick. And it had stuff like, it had some similar stuff from like Newgrounds, Albino Black Sheep. Oh, the guy that did Angry Strawberry as well, that was on that. I can't remember what his name is. It was John something. He did Ducks Live on the Moon and all that crap. Some of the... God, like... You can judge Skibbity Toilet and all that crap that the Zoomers come up with now, but I mean... the classics weren't exactly, you know, made of logic and reason either. They were very nonsensical. But they were funny. Okay, as I'm scared to use my browser at the moment, can I just do it from here instead? Oh, keep forgetting they're not talking in this one. This is funky, isn't it? I use funky Stormblood. Oh, now I can look at the list on here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I don't care, really. Output's output. If people do it with the sole intent, as long as it's like still funny, I don't give a shit. As long as it's not forced upon me. But okay, we got 3 left. Back at fucking Gang. You gotta keep doing that about 1 million times as well, just to teleport over here. Cool. Yeah.